Gather around the campfire, y'all, because I got a story to tell. Welcome back, everybody. My name is K here with a brand new video, and something interesting happened last night. We had a massive storm where I live, and I don't know how it happened, but the power went out in my house. I had no power. Actually, I don't think anybody where I live had power. And then I was woken up at like 3, 4 o'clock this morning by the sound of my shit turning back on, because my lights and my AC and everything kicked back on at like 3 something this morning. I think like 3:50 something this morning. And the power's been back on ever since. But it was not on for the longest time. In fact, I thought it wasn't going to be on until the estimate from the power company was that it wouldn't be on until 9 a.m. this morning, but that wasn't the case. But yeah, everything's fine now. Power's back on, so that's a good thing. But I was afraid that wouldn't be the case. But here I am now, the power back on. You can tell because my light's on in this room. But yeah, that happened, so that was fun. Today I figured I would talk about this thing. It's one of my replica Necronomicons, my Evil Dead Rise one. I actually talked about this a bit in another video I made on horror props I got from Etsy, much like I did the Creepshow comic. And another Necronomicon I got, but I didn't spend much time on that. And so now I figured I would do videos, better videos on these things, since I never actually did the full video I wanted to do on this piece. So I'm just gonna take this out of the bag here. It's gonna take a minute. This is a weird thing, because it's like this little drawstring bag, and it's actually, this isn't even like a bag for any, like, everything. It came from a sheet set that I bought last year. And the only reason I used it for this book is because it fit perfectly, and I thought it looked cool because of the movie. The boy Danny finds it wrapped up in like old cheesecloth from a church. So I thought this was a cool way to do it. Ooh, there's the teeth. The teeth are gruesome on this thing. I figured that was a cool way to do it. It's a pretty cool looking book, it is. It is made out of like latex rubber, but it's very thick. I don't know if you can tell just how thick that is by how it's been bound around everything, but it's pretty thick. And it's also painted with like a bunch of acrylic paints, so it's not something where it's probably never gonna really rot, just because it's painted with like acrylics and shit, and it's been sealed in. The teeth look really cool though. You can see how grody those look. On the inside there, you can see where the rubber is put on it. Like I said, for those wondering if this would rot, probably not. Like, this latex likes to dry rot over time, but I imagine this probably won't do that, because again, it's coated in a bunch of, it's like sealed with like acrylics and stuff and then painted over, so it's not going to have much chance to do that. But it's a pretty big book. You can see there's my hand on it. But if I were to open this, you can see how dirty the inner pages are. And these pages are pretty thick too, if I can hold this open for a minute. Very thick material. This does have the Evil Dead Rise pages in it, but it has filler pages, like the 2013 pages, and things like that. And now, for those who hate having those pages in there mixed up, like the original pages and like the newer movies pages. I don't mind it, because if you're using this for like a fan film or something like that, you're only going to really use like the ED Rise pages. You're not going to be using like the other pages. The other thing that's kind of cool about this is it's got neat sculpting. These like veins and boils. I think it's continued like this similarly on the backside. More veins, more boils. It's a pretty thick book though. It had a like a leather like tie over it that would tie over it like a little tassel that would tie around it to keep it shut, but I took it off because it doesn't have that in the movie, and I just wanted it as is. But okay, so hold this open. There is the opening page. Yeah. The lady on fire and everything. Let's keep this a bit like this. There we go. You see those pages? Oh shit, dropping the book. Actually, there we go, that works. I have a Stephen King book beside me here, laying on my thing. I have it leaned up against it so I can do this properly. I need one of those like easel things that they have to keep big books open. The illustrations are nice. And it's funny because these are the pages in this are and the person that drew these for the film are the same person. It's the same artist that did the pages for Evil Dead 2013 for the remake. But I do like it. The illustrations are pretty cool. Some of them are pretty gruesome. Case in point, they're sawing a dude in half. I forgot that was in here. I should have called this the How to Get Age Restricted review. I'm not gonna get age restricted though, I don't think. My content's not whatever, but another creepy drawing. Lady with a dagger. And then there's that page where they're ripping the dude apart. Some more gruesome artwork. Dude stabbed on a pole. Just hanging there. Very much reminds me of Cannibal Holocaust. If anyone watching this has ever seen that movie, there's a famous poster for it where a lady is dead and hanging from a pole that's stuck through her and coming out of her mouth. And then there's that, which grossed me out when I saw the film in theaters. Because the one girl starts having the ooze, blood, and worms coming out of her body. It's just like she keeps throwing them up and stuff. It's nasty. And she eats glass to try to kill him. Oh, some of these are stuck together a bit. Artwork, another hanging dead body. Another hanging dead body. The Marauder. More creepy artwork. And then of course the text, which is different than the other books in the films. And you see the aging is not too bad on this. You can see like how it looks wet. And some pages like towards the edges and like the little tears and stuff. I like it. And then that's the last of the Evil Dead Rise pages, and it gets into the older pages. So we got this one from the original films. I think after this there's some Army of Darkness pages, if I can. These are really thick. No, we're just keeping going with the original Evil Dead right now. Alright. Again, if you're gonna use it for fan film, you're gonna use the Evil Dead Rise pages. So to me, this doesn't matter. I don't mind these. More pages from the original films. There's also taken from the DVD of the original film that came in the Necronomicon. More of those pages. And then Army of Darkness. And then from there we get my favorite pages. Evil Dead 2013. I like how gruesome these are. The weird serpent thing. Smashed up piggy. Which I want to do like the scribbles or translations. Like this should shatter. This would say shatter their fucking bones. This one would be pure fucking evil, and then I don't know what was written on that. But yeah. I like the 2013 pages. It's the demons in the film The Taker of Souls, if you will. The scalding water and the body thing. Mia's forest torture, of course. Person on fire. He is watching, which is what it would say if the scribbles were in here, but they're not, but I should probably put them in here. Live burial. Purification by fire. Pages are really stuck together. More 2013 pages. The Abomination Rising from Hell. And then this is the page where it explains that you have to kill the possessed or cleanse them. The part where they find out why Olivia cut off her face. And then that's the last page of the book. And then you got the insert pages. Or insert page, I should say. But yeah. That's my Evil Dead Rise Necronomicon. When I got this thing, it was funny. My dad was sick. This was early last year. Actually, probably I think it was around the same time last year, like March of last year, I got this. And I remember that because my dad was really sick and he was sleeping all the time. It was funny because I went out to get this off my porch when it had been delivered, and it had a label on it that said an educational book, and I was like, wait, what the hell? And I saw the other label for evildeadbooks.com. I was like, oh, it's a neat little thing though. Probably my favorite Necronomicon I have. I would say if you're gonna use this like in like a fan film or something, which is something I would love to do. The rubber is a bit shiny, so if you wanted it to matte it down for any reason to look better on camera, you could get like Fuller's Earth or dust or something like that and put it in there and make it look older. But I like the book as is. It's a pretty cool thing. I got this. It's made by Rubberworks. You can find them on Etsy, or you can go to the website evildeadbooks.com. I'll put a link in the description. And yeah, you can get one of these for yourself. I believe he still makes these. He makes a new one now. I would love to have where it's the 2013 book with the stitches on it. I have not picked that one up yet though. But I would love to get it at some point. If I do, I'll do another video like I did this one. I do have a 2013 Necronomicon, but it's not Rubberworks one. It's one made by a different maker that I found on Etsy. And it's really thin. It's also missing a piece of the back cover because it came from the UK and American Customs kind of fucked me over on that one. Because it wasn't even it was supposed to be in a box, and it wasn't in a box anymore by the time it got to me. It was literally just wrapped in packing tape and a little bit of bubble wrap. That was it. With a label on it saying it had passed inspection or whatever at Customs. So, this one was different because this came from Chicago. That's where Rubberworks is. I guess that's where they're located. But, so this didn't have to go through Customs, luckily. And so this was in a box. But it was kind of a cool thing because it was it comes plastic wrapped, like it's shrink wrapped. The book itself is shrink wrapped, but It was in a priority mailbox that was unlabeled and then wrapped in wrapping paper, like the white packing paper, like not the brown stuff, but the white kind, and it had the labels on it and everything. But yeah, it's a cool thing. But like I said, if you want one of these for yourself, you can get it from Rubberworks at evildeadbooks.com, or you can go to his Etsy. But I'll put the link down below for evildeadbooks.com. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.